Ready ji, 10 minutes English without punctuation. Start. Financial year of the government shall commence on the first day of April of each year and end on the 31st day of March of the following year, in accordance with the provisions of Article 112 within bracket 1 of the Constitution. The finance minister shall arrange to lay before both the houses of Parliament an annual financial statement, also known as the budget, showing the estimated receipts and expenditure of the central government in respect of a financial year before the commencement of that year. A separate statement of estimated receipts and expenditure relating to the railways shall similarly be presented to the Parliament by the Ministry of Railways in advance of the annual financial statement, as the receipts and expenditure of the railways are the receipts and expenditure of the government. The figures relating to these are included in lump in the annual financial statement. The provisions for preparation, formulation, and submission of budget to the Parliament are contained in Articles 112 to 116 of the Constitution of India. The Ministry of Finance Budget Division shall issue guidelines for preparation of budget estimates from time to time. All the ministries / departments shall comply in full with these guidelines. The budget shall contain the following: estimates of all revenue expected to be raised during the financial year to which the budget relates, estimates of all expenditure for each program and project in that financial year, estimates of all interest and debt servicing charges and any repayments on loans in that financial year, any other information as may be prescribed. The detailed estimates of receipts will be prepared by the estimating authorities separately for each major head of account in the prescribed form. For each major head, the estimating authority will give the breakup of the minor / subhead wise estimate along with actuals of the past 3 years. Where necessary, item-wise breakup should also be furnished so as to highlight individual terms of significance. Any major variation in estimates with reference to past actuals or / and budget estimates will be supported by cogent reasons. The expenditure estimates shall show separately the sums required to meet the expenditure charged on the consolidated fund under Article 112 within bracket 3 of the Constitution, and sums required to meet other expenditure for which a vote of the Lok Sabha is required under Article 113 within bracket 2 of the Constitution. The estimates shall also distinguish provisions for expenditure on revenue account from that for other expenditure, including expenditure on capital account on loans by the government and for repayment of loans, treasury bills and ways and means advances. The detailed estimates of expenditure will be prepared by the estimating authorities for each unit of appropriation bracket start sub or detailed or object head bracket closed under the prescribed major and minor heads of accounts separately for plan and non-plan expenditure. Estimates should include suitable provision for liabilities of the previous years left unpaid during the relevant year. The estimates of plan expenditure will be processed in consultation with the Planning Commission in accordance with the instructions issued by them. The revised estimates of both plan and non-plan expenditure and budget estimates for non-plan expenditure after being scrutinized by the financial advisors and approved by the secretary of the administrative ministry or department concerned will be forwarded to the budget division in the Ministry of Finance in such manner and forms as may be prescribed by them from time to time. Department of Urology at the Postgraduate Institute of Medical Education and Research here successfully performed the first robot assisted kidney transplant on April 10. Compared to the traditional open surgery, it offers several benefits, including decreased chances of complications, especially for obese patients, and a better post-operative recovery. The procedure is performed by transplant surgeons who have extensive training and experience in robotics and transplant surgery. Traditionally, kidney transplant is carried out by open surgery, which requires large incisions that can lead to wound related complications such as pain, surgical site infections, and incisional hernia. In contrast, it requires a much smaller incision of about 7 cm to insert the donor kidney into the abdomen and then stitch the blood vessels and the ureter. The procedure also involves use of robotic arms that have surgical instruments attached to these, which mimic the movement of human hands and wrists. The maximum benefit of robot assisted kidney transplant goes to obese patients who would not otherwise be able to have a kidney transplant due to an unacceptable risk of morbidity. However, the current high cost of it is the most prohibitive factor for its widespread use. After witnessing rain for past 2 days, the city is likely to see clear skies on Friday. Departing from the earlier forecast of light rain on Friday, the weather conditions have taken a turn. Even today, the skies remained largely clear. However, partly cloudy skies are predicted for subsequent 3 days. The day temperature was relatively cooler at 33.2 degrees Celsius, which is 1 degree below normal. The maximum temperature had touched 40 degrees Celsius a few days ago, signaling a heat wave in the region